It's another delicious day here in the Let's Make Food from Food Kitchen, and today I'm making another variation of my homemade mayo. This time I'm using grapeseed oil and apple cider vinegar. So the last batch that I made was olive oil and fresh squeezed lemon juice. So it works with some variations here. Grapeseed oil is a good neutral oil to use. You could also use avocado oil. So I've got 2 room temperature egg yolks, and these are courtesy of my friend and her chickens. Thank you, Tammy. I always find the flavor is so much better when you use farm fresh eggs. So if you have somebody local that you can get farm fresh eggs from, these are the ones to use. Okay, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Recipe for that will be down below with a link. So I want to take my whisk. I'm going to break my yolks and just whisk them into my vinegar, okay, and get that mixed. Now I need to start emulsifying the mixture with the oil. If you put it all in at one time, you're just going to end up with egg yolky oil, okay? So you're going to start with a couple drops. And as you do this, you'll see that it starts to thicken, okay? And I know you can do this with a hand mixer. You can do this. I've seen people do it with a blender. I have never tried it myself with like a food processor. I have messed up. I've made this over and over and over, and I have messed it up over and over as well. I am not gonna pretend that I'm a professional at this. So I'm just gonna keep drizzling this in as it goes and hopefully thickens. All right, so this is what we have right now. Okay, you could whip it a little more and get it a little thicker if you wanted. You could add a little bit more oil to get it thicker. It's up to you on how you like your mayo consistency. At this point, I need to add some salt. Okay, and I have about a half a teaspoon here. It's up to you. That is by your flavor preferences on the salt. So you're gonna put some whole grain mustard in there. And that's optional too. The mustard's optional. I like the flavor that it gives my mayo. And I, of course, will put a link below down to the whole grain mustard recipe, and that's what it looks like. What's left, I need to taste it. Very good. You could add the rest of this salt. Personally, I think this is just salty enough, so I'm not going to do that. This is done. We're going to put it in a jar, and then we're going to store it in the fridge. If you use farm fresh eggs, it's probably going to last a little bit longer. If you use store-bought eggs, time has already passed for those eggs going from the farm to the processing to the warehouse to the grocery store. It's not going to last as long. So in that case, check the expiration date of your eggs. That's when I would get rid of this. But if you have farm fresh eggs, you could probably add a month to that. I usually use it in a couple weeks. Now I'm ready to get it into my jar. And this will firm up a little bit in the refrigerator too. And there we have it. We'll put on the lid, we'll put a date label on there so we know when to probably toss it. And that's it. Thanks for joining me here today in the Let's Make Food from Food Kitchen. From my kitchen to yours, let's make food from food.
That's one boy.